All right, men, welcome to today's episode of Strong Men, Strong Marriages, how to get your wife's heart to open to you. So, man, if you feel like your wife's kind of not really talking too much, she's saying she wants space, it just feels more like roommates. Um, that's what we're talking about today. It's tough. It's a hard situation. But we're going to talk about how to break through that and some things you're doing right now that are probably making it worse. So my name is Mike Frazier, MD. I'm a psychiatrist and marriage coach. I help high-achieving Christian men have more intimate marriages. So some wins from guys in my program, the Strong Men, Strong Marriages program. Man, some super cool wins this week. So wives are deciding to come back and work on the marriage after saying, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know if I want this to work. Man, so cool to see that. Wives are initiating sex, right? Creating that great connection. Guys are having improved connection and communication with their wives. Guys are feeling more connected to God, more solid, more strong, more confident. When you do that, again, it is sort of a sequence: strong men and then strong marriages. And you kind of work on both at the same time. But when you feel more connected to God, more solid, strong, and confident, your wife's more attracted to you. It's just kind of how it works. For me this week, I had a good intimate conversation with my son and my wife, which is good. Like, it had some good connection there. Been speaking more of my wife's love language lately, which has led to more looks of love and a more open heart from her and just a better relationship overall. So, want to share that with you guys and how to make that happen. So what's going on right now? Maybe you're feeling disconnected from your wife. Maybe, again, you're getting those short or one-word answers when you talk to her. How's your day? Fine. She's on her phone, right? You're trying to talk to her. She just plays on her phone. She doesn't seem interested. It's irritating, right? You have limited physical touch, limited sexual connection. When you try to give her a hug, it's kind of like, she doesn't really hug you back. She doesn't really kiss you back. It's been a while since you had sex, or when you do, it doesn't seem that great. Maybe you're hearing from her, I just need space. I just need some alone time. Maybe you're hearing something like, I can't be physical with you unless I have an emotional connection. But then she seems unwilling to share her heart and connect emotionally. So, man, that can be really frustrating. It can feel so like a no-win situation. So you want to have physical connection. She wants the emotional, but when you try to have the emotional, she doesn't want to connect. So yeah, you could just feel totally stuck, totally frustrated, feel like you're doing everything you can, but nothing's working. All right. So a lot of times what you try is like, okay, you want emotional connection, fine. Like, let's try to get you to open up. All right. So let me just ask you some questions about yourself. What'd you like today? What was hard today? What was interesting? And not that doing that's wrong. It's not. A lot of it, again, comes down to the feelings and intentions behind it, right? And we talk about that mosquito cycle. Like, if you're doing this because you want something back from her, like you just want sex, and she's like, okay, she wants emotional connection, so let me make her connect with me emotionally so we can have sex. Like, that gets picked up, and then you don't get the results you want. She doesn't open her heart to you, and we'll talk about why a little more in a minute. So yeah, maybe you ask her how her day is. You're telling her that you want to connect. I want to connect with you. Come on, like, it's important to me. I want to have that emotional connection and that sexual connection, right? I want both. Or telling her stuff like, I want to talk about the relationship. I need to know where you stand. I want to know where we're at, what's going on with us. So what tends to happen when you do this, it results in her giving short answers, telling you she doesn't want to talk about it, just overall a sense of disconnection. And it's just not good, right? You just don't have, she's not opening up more. In fact, if anything, this can make things worse when you're really trying to press for emotional connection. Come on, just connect. She tends to pull away more. Okay. And look, as high achieving guys, like, we are goal oriented, we're motivated that way. So like, okay, you want emotional connection, let's do it, right? Doesn't tend to work very well. The reason it doesn't work, a lot of it's just a misunderstanding of what's really going on. So if she seems distant, she seems cold, she's not really connecting, her heart is closed to you. Okay. Her heart's closed to you. But why? Why is her heart closed to you? Okay. It's not just because she wants to be a jerk and she's mean or whatever. The reason why is she's been hurt. Okay. Let that get through to you. Like, if she's closed off to you, it's because she's been hurt, and hurt by you. Okay. She's been hurt by you. That's why her heart's closed. That's why you're getting these one-word answers. That's why she's saying she wants space. Okay. The most common hurt is this invalidation triple threat. Like, that's going to be there in pretty much all cases, but if you feel like you're kind of like doing all the right things and she still is closed off from you, it's probably this. What the invalidation triple threat is, let's say she comes to talk to you and says, hey, like, I think we should, or I feel bad that you put this toilet seat, you don't put the toilet seat down, okay? And you're like, oh, you shouldn't think that way. Like, you're wrong to think that. It's not a big deal. You're wrong to feel that way. That shouldn't hurt you. And I'm right because, like, you can just put that seat down yourself. Okay? So in the moment, it maybe doesn't matter. Maybe she's like, oh, I guess you're right, or whatever. Or more likely, she probably just doesn't say anything. But these are just like little hurts, little hurts, little hurts, little hurts. And it causes her to close her heart over time. She's like, well, why should I even talk to you if you're just going to tell me I'm wrong? Right? So, yeah, like, why talk if you're just not going to listen? So over time, she just closed her heart. Why would she open up to you if you're just going to invalidate her, right? Tell her she's wrong. So other injuries that are common, right, that cause her to close her heart, other hurt that you've caused, not prioritizing her, okay, not making her the most important in your life, breaking your word, like coming home late over and over, saying, yeah, like we'll do this with the kids, then not doing it. Okay, eventually she just starts closing her heart. Why? Because she trusted you to take care of it, and then you hurt her. So she's closing her heart, right? Pornography, another one that definitely can hurt her, right? She opened her heart, she opened her body to you, you went a different direction, that hurts. She's going to close her heart and close her body to you too. Affairs, that's a big one. Anger at her or the kids, right? Closing her heart. Protection, right? That's what she's looking for. So that's what you got to understand. Like, if she's closed off to you, she's trying to protect herself. Okay? And maybe that comes off as mean, right? Or irritated. Some wives will go more that direction. But really try to see it this way. She's protecting herself. She's been hurt by you. She doesn't want to be hurt again. Okay. So what do you need to do? Instead of being like, well, just open up, right? What you need to do is acknowledge the hurt. Okay. So my wife twisted her ankle recently. So a good invalidation triple threat there would have been something like, oh, well, yeah, you should be more careful next time, right? So maybe that's true, but it's very insensitive, right? It doesn't acknowledge the hurt. And even worse, if like I was the one that like pushed her and then she twisted her ankle, right? That's what the invalidation triple threat's about. But so acknowledge the hurt first. Say, hey, look, wow, like that must really hurt your ankle. Like I went and grabbed some ice from her for her, or put that on and all that. But in the case of her kind of giving you one word answers, closing down all of that. So apologize, right? See the hurt, acknowledge it, and apologize. Hey, listen, I have not listened to you for years. I have not prioritized you in a lot of ways. That has to hurt, right? You probably don't want to talk to me because I haven't listened tons of times, like hundreds, thousands of times in our marriage. And so, yeah, now you're closing off, and it makes sense. I get why. Like, I've hurt you, and I'm so sorry, like, that I hurt you in that way. And of course you want to withdraw. Of course you don't want to open up. I've been hurtful. So acknowledge her, apologize, and then stop doing it, right? Stop hurting her. You'd get rid of the invalidation triple threat. Start prioritizing her. Okay, start making her important. So start doing the opposite of how you've hurt her, right? If you haven't been listening, start listening. If you haven't prioritized her, start prioritizing her. If you haven't been making deposits in her love bank in ways that make sense, start doing that, right? So why does this work? I really want you, if you haven't watched the movie Beauty and the Beast, like the original animated one, go watch it this week and understand how that dynamic works with Beauty and the Beast, right? So you've been the beast in ways, right? Maybe you have gotten mad like the beast at your wife or your kids, like your kids too, that counts. It does scare her. It makes her close her heart. Maybe you've invalidated her. Maybe you've told her what she does is dumb, right? That kind of thing. But what happens in the movie? Okay, what happens over time is he starts to change, right? He starts to be more polite. He gives her a library. Why? Because she loves books, right? He learns manners. He learns to dance. Why? Because she's important to him, right? And over time, he wins her heart, right? She starts opening her heart. At first, no way she's opening her heart to him. Because he's screaming, he's yelling. He and it's a great example, right? Because he's trying to kind of force her to love him. Well, you're locked in this castle because you have to love me so I can break this spell, right? And it's only when he makes this transition to actually caring about her and changing himself and even being willing to say, hey, like, you just go, right? You're important enough to me that way. That's when she really has love for him, right? That's when the look of love comes back. But also in this movie, there's this scene where, the beast, he has this bird seed in his hand, and there's a bird a little bit in the distance. And at first he walks up, he tries to shove the bird seed at the bird. What does the bird do? It runs away. Like, he's offering something good. So this is like when you come to your wife, like, oh, hey, how was your day? All that. That's kind of like shoving the bird seed at her, right? And she kind of backs away, right? If you come aggressive at it. But instead, like Beauty, Belle, she comes and she like takes him out. She makes a little trail. And then the bird kind of like hops, and then like jumps into his hands. And he's happy. And then the birds are around him, right? So that's the approach. Okay, just apologizing, stopping the hurt, starting to do the opposite, right? Eventually, those like leaving the crumbs, right? Slowly she trusts you and she starts to open up and she opens her heart back up. She's going to be cautious. It's going to be a slow process, right? She's going to open it a little bit and see how you respond. And if you respond well, a little more, right? That's how it goes, okay? So, what do you need to do this? You need internal strength, right? It takes spiritual strength, mental strength, emotional strength, physical strength, sexual strength to kind of wait it out, right? And be that strong, trustworthy man. Go from being the beast to being the nice beast, right? So look, man, it takes patience. And to have that patience, it takes connection with God and mental and emotional strength. It's not easy. It takes communication skills. You need to be able to apologize effectively, get into her shoes well, express love in ways that matter to her. You need intimacy skills to bring that fun and flirty and passion back, right? So it does take a fair amount of strength and skill to do this, and we would love to help you learn all of it in Strong Men, Strong Marriages. We're going to run you through a 90-day program. You have support after that if you need, to teach you all of this, have you practice it every day and get really good at it. Why? So you can get that look of love back from your wife and have that strong, loving connection that you really want, right? Set that example for generations to follow. So come visit strongmen.io and join our email list so you can join the program at the end of October. Okay, it's closed for September. It's going to open up again in October. Come join the email list so you can get alerted of it. You'll also get a free email series to teach you some cool things too on how to be more attracted to your wife. So visit strongmen.io, join the email list, stay strong. We'll see you next episode.